Thank you, Chairwoman. It's my pleasure today to be able to introduce Mr. Glenn Strebe. He's Chief Executive Officer of the Air Academy Federal Credit Union in Colorado Springs. He oversees full operations of 9 credit unions, including oversight of their compliance and security issues. Glenn received his Bachelor of Science from the U.S. Air Force Academy. My son-in-law is also a graduate of the Academy, and an MBA from the Colorado State University. He is testifying on behalf of the National Association of Federal Credit Unions. And Glenn, welcome, and we look forward to your testimony.
Good afternoon, Chairwoman Elmers, Ranking Member Richmond, and members of the subcommittee. My name is Glenn Strebe, and I am testifying today on behalf of the National Association of Federal Credit Unions, or NAFCU. Thank you for holding this important hearing. I appreciate the opportunity to share my views on cybersecurity and data security at our nation's credit unions. NAFCU supports efforts to enact comprehensive data and cybersecurity measures to protect consumer data. Credit unions and other financial institutions already protect data consistent with the provisions of the 1999 Gramm-Leach-Bliley Act. Unfortunately, there is no comprehensive regulatory structure similar to what was put in place for financial institutions under Gramm-Leach-Bliley for other entities that may handle sensitive personal and financial information. Consistent with Gramm-Leach-Bliley, the National Credit Union Administration established administrative, technical, and physical safeguards for credit unions to ensure the security, confidentiality, integrity, and proper disposal of consumer information and other records. Every credit union must develop and maintain an information security program to protect data. Additionally, the rules require third-party service providers that have access to credit union data take appropriate steps to protect the security and confidentiality of this information. Gramm-Leach-Bliley and its implementing regulations have successfully limited data breaches among financial institutions. I have outlined the specifics of the Act in my written testimony. At Air Academy Federal Credit Union, we are relentless in our efforts to protect sensitive data. The increased reliance on Internet-based services has created new challenges and expenses over the past decade. With over a quarter of our members living out of state, a large number of our transactions are performed online. In order to address this growing trend, Air Academy has implemented and continues to execute security measures on many different levels, the details and costs of which are outlined in my written testimony. At Air Academy, we take cybersecurity seriously. We use an ethical hacker that tests our security measures looking for hidden vulnerabilities. Our laptops and thumb drives are encrypted in case they fall into the wrong hands. We change penetration testing vendors as well as our service providers every 2 or 3 years to avoid complacency and to keep a fresh set of eyes on our security system. While all of these steps are costly, they are best practices. Despite Air Academy's efforts, the inadequate security systems of other entities still leaves our members' data vulnerable to hackers and thieves. Everyone has heard about large national data breaches that impact millions of payment cards, but many breaches are small and on the local level. For example, in 2009, a local liquor store failed to protect card data because they claimed no liability. We suffered over $60,000 in losses. Data breaches are a serious problem for consumers and businesses. Financial institutions such as credit unions bear a significant burden as they incur steep losses in order to reestablish member confidence after a data breach occurs. NAFCU has developed a list of items we would like to see addressed in any data security bill. They are outlined in detail in my testimony and include payment of breach costs by breached entities, national standards for safekeeping of information, disclosing of data security policy at point of sale, requiring disclosure of the breached entity, enforcement of prohibitions on data retention, and timely notification of account servicer when a breach occurs. In conclusion, NAFCU supports new measures to protect consumers' financial data. Creating a comprehensive regulatory scheme for those entities that currently have none is critical. A safe harbor for financial institutions already in compliance with Gramm-Leach-Bliley should be included in any data security bill. Further, if more regulations are needed to address new concerns, it should be the functional regulators that are charged with promulgating new rules. Finally, any other party that holds sensitive information should be held liable when responsible for a data breach. Thank you again for the invitation to testify before you today. I would welcome any questions you may have.